Steph, looking at the San Jose Earthquakes, a team that's kind of been up and down, what do you make of them on film here so far this week?
Yeah, they've got lots of weapons on top, and a lot of players that if you forget about them and maybe they've been kind of doing their own thing for 89 minutes, all they need is a sniff, and they have a bunch of those guys that are very capable of changing the game in 1 moment. So. And then the other thing is their consistent has been Espinoza has been very, very good for them even through their dark years. I feel like very, very good service. So I want to be ready for that.
I feel like when you said all you need is a sniff, that again embodies Chicho Arango. You faced him a lot over the years. What makes what makes him so difficult?
Well, they're the players who have the skill and have the. I think they have that striker's instinct as well. When they know where to be, when to be, and how to take advantage of situations. And then when the situation arrives, they're capable of taking advantage of them. So they're proven goal scorers with a lot of experience. So we're gonna have to make it very difficult for them and make them earn every step, every inch, and every chance.
Last year you guys went on a road trip after a rough start where you guys sort of turned around the season. Are you looking at this as this 3-game stretch, or even the San Jose game as sort of a chance to kind of get the season going back in the direction you guys probably want it?
Yeah, I mean, I think even last year you take every game as an individual game. You especially if the results are not as perfect as they could be and you want them to be, then you got to take one game at a time, and so we've in the past have proven that we are capable of getting results on the road. That's a good thing. Having said that, you got to earn every single one of them. This league is still full of parity, and in the past I feel like San Jose has been good, and for some weird reason they've always found another leg against us, and probably not going to be any different. So it'll be a tough game, but yeah, you're right. It's an opportunity, and we want to. I always look at it this way too. It doesn't matter how far you travel or how close the away game is. It's a lot of expended energy, and so you want to make that energy count. Bring back at least something.
In past tournaments, players have kind of taken the bulk of the earnings and things like that, right? That you've gained, I guess, on the
not really.
On the way, no. Which ones do you remember that not? I mean,
I remember us going to Club World Cup, and we were capped for what we were going to achieve, regardless of winning the first game and going to Real Madrid. That was laid in front of us, and so that would have been an interesting situation for how we would have resolved that. But you're talking about Club World Cup, the news that just came out in particular. Yeah, it's a big tournament. It's a big tournament. Obviously, it shows that there's a lot of money behind it. Having said that, I think every team had a chance to qualify for it. We were able to qualify for it. It's a participation bonus. This team is participating in this tournament, so I hope that the players that will participate in it will get their fair share for it.
And that's kind of along the question is, $9.55 million is a lot. So, is there would you expect to see more than what might be normal for you to get in a tournament situation, because it is a large sum to participate?
Yeah, I mean, everybody says this is a huge tournament, and if this is a huge tournament, and it's then why would we not deserve to get what's just to be a participant in this tournament, right? Just because I think the precedent in our league is that the bonus structure is a bit different than in the rest of the world. This is a global tournament. This is a global tournament. This is a big tournament that FIFA runs, and so this isn't a. Yeah. So I'm not. Yeah. I mean, the rumors were 55 in the beginning, then got brought down. We knew 55 was probably going to be an incentive for bigger teams. There's bigger teams than us. We understand that, and but yeah, 9.55 is a big number. It's a big number. But like I said, I think we've earned to be in this tournament, and I hope that the players that will participate in the tournament will get compensated accordingly.
The other side of that is, like you're saying, like the big numbers kind of were more so to attract the European leagues and teams, and also those players.
Yep.
And they've talked about striking or things like that because of the schedule congestion. Is that would that reach over here in a sense? Would you be in solidarity if they're big players choose this moment?
I mean, that's probably the whole issue of this. I don't want to say the issue of this tournament, but just they have to make it worthwhile for the European teams to play their players who are already playing a considerable amount of games more than we are actually. Our schedules are getting more and more congested, but we're not looking at 70, 80 games. Some of those players are, and so if you have 1 or 2 weeks that maybe you get to spend with your family and on a holiday, you really need that. So for teams also where they're making huge investments in their players, they need to be incentivized to now risk those players and the players themselves as well. Because it's livelihood, right? A guy goes down. I mean, Ballon d'Or winner, went down because he thought that he was overworked, and so those are real consequences. And so, again, it comes back to us too that if we're going to play our extra games, we definitely want to be compensated for it as well.
Is there an opening for is that something that happens through the Players Association? That because I know there is a clause in the CBA that identifies how much money teams get if they're playing in other tournaments, but the Club World Cup is not specifically mentioned in that CBA. I mean, is that something that is that a negotiation between the Sounders in Miami and the league, or is it more of a wide Players Association thing? Like, I don't know what you know about the mechanics of that.
I don't know how it's going to unfold. Obviously, there's also a different tier system throughout the world that the FIFA has already announced, and so that kind of puts us in different brackets. But we're going to try to have as much transparency as we can so we can figure out what's even going on, right? Having said that, there's possibilities that we're used to. We're used to, $10,000, $15,000 maybe bonuses, and those are really good bonuses. But if you're going to be being on a field and playing against an opponent that's making $700,000 for the same appearance, then you're just asking yourself, like, did we earn the right to play in this game? And if so, then I'm not asking for $700,000. But it's a big difference, right? Yeah. And so I'm sure we have a union where we have, I think, great contact with the Mexican union as well. We obviously have a contact with Miami, and hopefully we can all kind of figure out what makes sense for everybody. This is a huge opportunity for the Sounders, for Miami, for the MLS, for all the teams that are involved in this. And so I think it should be something that we're all excited about. I know us players, we're really looking forward to it. Cheers. Can't wait. But until then, we always have a lot of league games that we have to focus on.
Is the money thing? I'm sorry.
Last couple guys.
Is the money thing something that the players are talking about amongst themselves? I don't necessarily expect you to tell us what you're saying, but is it something? Is that a topic of conversation that you're having with players? Like, you see these numbers and you're like, holy shit, did you see these numbers?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, again, this is simple. A simple thought process of, like, do I need to do more work for free, and am I going to risk myself by adding more work on my plate for free? Like, no, that makes no sense. Like, when we signed our contracts, obviously there is certain tournaments that come in and have bonuses. Leagues Cup has been actually a really good addition for that. I know fans are maybe not too excited about that tournament, but for players, there's a good competition and good bonuses involved. This is the holy grail. Like I said, Club World Cup is as big as it gets. It's run by FIFA. So we're going to get to play against Paris Saint-Germain. We're going to get to play Botafogo and Atletico Madrid. That's getting bigger than that. And so we're definitely excited on every level when it comes to that.
Going back to this coming weekend, how do you guys match up against a team like San Jose?
I think this last game was good for us in terms of mentally we were very sharp defensively, and so, like I said before to Jackson, that this is going to be a team where if you have a tiny little mental lapse, there's an individual that's just going to be able to exploit that. And so I hope we can really translate that into this weekend's game and be sharp again and eliminate those little things, because I think that's one of the teams where they have multiple guys. It's not just it has to land on the right person at the right time. There's 3, 4, 5 guys who are capable of doing things, and so we have to make sure we're mentally ready, and so that bodes well that we were able to do that defensively last game.
What about
last
offensively?
One, guys.
Offensively, I mean, I think we'll have to be compact defensively, and then when we do get our chances, be a bit more lethal. I think we were able to carve out maybe 4 or 5 good chances at home in the last game. if we're able to carve out 3-4 chances of that caliber away from home, I hope that we can find a net on one of them.